Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kylie, and in today's video, I am sharing 10 tips for student teachers. So I have 10 tips plus a bonus one for you. I tried to think of everything that I could to help you guys as new student teachers, and I hope I have everything that I can think of. If I don't, I might make a part 2, who knows? But I have basically 11 tips for you to follow or to take advice from. Hopefully you can take these tips and use them in your experience. If you're student teaching soon, good luck. You'll do great. I'm so excited for you, and it's such an exciting time. I know it seems like it's so stressful and it's never gonna end, but it seriously is one of the best learning experiences of your career. Seriously, so take advantage of that. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into these tips. I hope that they help you out, and I hope that they can help you to have a better experience with these tips. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I would love to answer your questions, and maybe I'll do it in a video form if you have enough questions. I'm gonna go ahead and get into my tips. I've got 11 tips for you, so hopefully they help you. I have them over here on my computer, so that's why I'm probably gonna be referencing this, because I don't wanna forget anything. I don't want to miss anything. So my first one is to make a good impression. Make sure that on your first day, first week, honestly the whole time I tried to do this, but it's really important first time that you're meeting people is you show up on time. Do not run in late on your first day, first week kind of thing. That leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. That's a weird expression, to be honest. Anyways, be early. Make sure that you're smiling. I know you're gonna have a mask on. Well, maybe you won't, maybe you will, but you can smile and you can still see that I'm smiling from this up with my eyebrows and stuff. Like, make sure that you're excited. Make eye contact. If someone is talking to you, if you're meeting the principal, make sure that you're looking at them and not looking around. It makes it seem kind of weird and like you don't want to meet them. So make sure that you're making eye contact. Don't worry about shaking people's hands. I always, like, if people want to shake my hand, then they go for it first because of COVID. I don't know about that, but introduce yourself. Just be helpful and be willing to help. And that first day, make sure that you're on time and you're smiling and you're excited to be there. They can tell, whoever you're talking to can tell that you're excited about this experience and that you're ready to learn. Another part of this, like, first impressions, I tried to not sit down like the first 3 weeks that I was there. Like, even though I wasn't teaching yet, I tried not to like go and sit at the back or even like on the side. I would like lean up against the bookshelf, or I would like lean up against the teacher table, or if I was like watching her explicitly teach, then I would sit down so that the kids weren't like weirdly like I'm standing off to the side. Like, that's kind of weird for kids. But try not to like sit down and just sit there. Like take notes, or just try to be like productive in some way and like help them and things like that. So that's the first tip, is make sure that your first impression is a good one. Tip number 2, I'm gonna kind of get into like weird tips, not weird tips, but just like not full on teaching tips. But tip number 2 is to prepare the night before. Everything that you need to prepare the night before, do it before, okay? Do not wake up in the morning and then try to figure out your outfit and what you're gonna wear, and then try to make your lunch in the morning and prepare for a lesson. Don't do any of that the morning of. And what I would do is I would set out 5 outfits. I would actually set out 6 because I'm really indecisive about my clothing. So I set out 6 outfits every single week, and then I would filter through like what I didn't like, what I did like throughout the week. But set out your outfits the night before. If you have like longer hair, or if you don't do the same thing with your hair every day, figure out your hairstyle the night before. Like, just write it down, or just like, okay, I'm gonna braid it, or I'm gonna straighten it, or whatever it is. Figure out your outfit and your hair. Pack your lunch the night before, put it in the fridge, and then pull it out in the morning. Make your coffee the night before if it's not hot. This sounds kind of weird, but for me, like, I will make my coffee the night before, and in the morning I just make sure like I stir it and shake it or whatever. I drink cold coffee, so maybe it's different for me, but I literally like do that the night before. When it comes to your lesson plans, and not your lesson plans, like lesson planning, like that should be done like way in advance, but when it comes to you preparing for a lesson to teach, like, look at that stuff the night before. Don't go in there that morning with 30 minutes and like try to figure out what you're doing. Like, prepare the night before and make sure that you have everything down so that in the morning you can ask your cooperating teacher questions about your lesson if you need help or anything like that. So number 2 is make sure that you prepare the night before. Number 3 is to bring plenty of food to every single day. Make sure that you bring snacks, and make sure you bring like things that are going to make you feel good, not make you feel like sluggish. Like chocolate makes me feel like really sluggish, so make sure that you're not like bringing a bunch of like things that aren't going to make you feel good. I would bring like cashews or fruit snacks or a string cheese. Like just bring a lot of snacks so that in case you do have to stay after school, you're not like getting hangry, or when the kids go to specials, you can like pop some cashews or whatever you want to eat into your mouth so that you can refuel your body, because teaching takes a lot out of you. You're gonna be tired all the time, literally all the time. But that's number 3, is bring plenty of food and snacks just in case, and so that you can refuel when you need it. All right, number 4 is teach as often as you can. So if you go in that first week and your cooperating teacher says like, hey, do you want to take over small groups next week? Say yes. I know it's nerve-wracking. I know it's going to be scary, but teach as often as you can. It'll help you in the long run, and it'll help you to get to know your kids so much faster if you start teaching them right away. So teach as often as you can, and if you haven't had that conversation yet and it's like week 2 and you still haven't had the conversation of when you're going to take over, then ask, hey, can I take over the writing lesson or the reading lesson or the science lesson or whatever it is? Hey, can I take over this next week? Or can we talk about like when I can start taking over lessons? Like have that conversation and make sure that you are teaching as much as you possibly can. Number 5 is a huge one. Like listen to what I'm saying, okay? You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Be prepared to be nervous all of the time. You are nervous all of the time. And you might not be nervous about the same things. Like at first you're nervous about like meeting people, or you're nervous about teaching, and then you're nervous about your supervisor coming in and watching you. You're nervous about meeting the principal. You're nervous about XYZ. Like you're nervous all of the time. It does get easier with like the amount of anxiousness, nervousness that you feel, but you're always going to be nervous. Like the entire time you're nervous, and it's okay. Like that is literally life. And so you're going to be nervous all the time. It's going to be okay though. And on the weekends, make sure that you're recharging yourself, because being nervous all the time is draining. It's draining, but it's okay. We're all nervous. You're going to be nervous. It's okay to be nervous. It means like that you're excited and that you want to do a good job, which is great. But you're going to be nervous all the time. So just kind of get prepared to be nervous all the time. I didn't think I was going to be nervous the whole time. I thought by like week 4, I was like, okay, I'll be fine. No, it never ends, and that's okay. Okay, number 6 is to try new things. I loved trying new things. One of my favorite things that I tried was affirmations with my kids, like saying positive things about themselves and them actually believing it. That was my favorite thing that I did. But try new things, trying affirmations, new classroom management techniques. You might fail. It could fail. That's okay. So try new things, try new lessons, try new management techniques, try new small group techniques, try as many things as you can, try all the things. It might fail. There's a possibility that it could fail, and the next day you get to restart over and you get to try new things all over again. Kids are so forgiving. They will forgive you if things totally do not go well. Number 7 is to trust your mentor teacher. They are there to help you, to guide you through this crazy world of teaching. Like they are there for that purpose. If you end up in a situation where you do not get along with your cooperating teacher, make sure that you find someone that you can confide in, that you can trust, and that you can talk to about your experiences. This did not happen to me, so I cannot speak on personal experiences, but it happened to someone that I knew, and luckily they were able to find either another student teacher in the building, which is awesome. If you have another student teacher in your building, like talk to them, or they found like another teacher that they could talk to that they trusted. Just find someone who you can trust and confide in. But I'm hoping that that can be your cooperating teacher. Hopefully that is who that is for you, because as a student teacher, that's who it should be. Number 8 is to go above and beyond. Your lessons like super entertaining, pick up on those cues. If your students are good to go, then move on. If they're like really struggling, take a step back. Do things without your cooperating teacher asking you to do them, passing out papers, picking up papers, sharpening pencils for kids. Like, do things before they're asked of you, and just go above and beyond. If you think that you're doing enough is not good enough for student teaching, try to go above and beyond and really take that step further. You're gonna do a lot of work, so just try to go above and beyond and really make a good impression in your school with your cooperating teacher, even with your students. Your students are gonna remember you, so make sure that you are going above and beyond for them. Number 9 is that once you are done, make sure that you're going and watching other teachers teach. You can learn so much about things that you didn't even know that you weren't learning in your cooperating teacher's classroom. You learn a lot from your cooperating teacher, like a ton about life and teaching and everything, but even going next door and watching them, they do things differently. Try to go see a lot of different teachers, different styles of teaching, different classroom management techniques, and like write them down and take those ideas so that you can implement them into your future classroom. Number 10 is to be you. Make sure that you're being yourself. Do not try to become someone else that you think that your cooperating teacher might want you to be. Just be yourself. Be you as an educator and try new things. And if you're loud, be loud. If you're quiet, then be quiet. It's okay. Who you are as a person is who you should be. And so therefore, be you. Don't change for anybody. Don't change to what you think people might want you to be. Just be you. Be authentic. Be you. That's what kids love the most. One example I have of this, okay? So I'm really loud as a teacher, and so with my kids, I'm loud and stuff, and so one day we couldn't get ourselves together. And the girls on the playground had been like doing gymnastics and whatever, and I said, if we have a good day today, I can do my splits and I will do my splits for you. And they loved it. I mean, all day they were like, stop talking, stop, shh, she's gonna do the splits later. Like they were so excited to watch me do the splits later. And that's who I wanna be. I wanna be silly and goofy and have fun with my kids. And at the end of the day, I did my splits for them and they were so excited. And they were like, I didn't know you could do that. And like, just surprised. So just be silly, be goofy. If that's you, just be you. Make sure that you are authentic and you. Okay, so I actually have 2 bonus tips. Sorry. So my number 11 is make sure that your goal is always what's best for your students. If you have your focus on your students, you're gonna make the best decisions that you possibly can. Like seriously, like do it for the kids. Make sure that you're making decisions based on what is best for your students, and you'll be fine. And make sure that you're forming those relationships with them, love on them, be funny, listen to their stories, be invested in their lives, because as a teacher, when you have your own group of kids, like that's what you're gonna do. And so even though you're only with them for a short amount of time during the school year, just get invested in them and it's gonna be so much fun. And when you leave, it's gonna make it harder, but that's the best part. Okay, my last tip, my last thing of advice is to take care of yourself, all right? If you are not at your best, you cannot teach those kids to the best of your ability. And those kids deserve the best of you, the best version of you that they can find. That's what those kids deserve. And if you are not 100% for yourself, then you can't be 100% for them. So take care of yourself. Student teaching is really important, and all those things, lesson plannings and all those things is so important. But what it comes down to is if you get all those things done, but you're not taking care of yourself, that planning is going to waste because you cannot fully give yourself to your kids. If you take care of yourself, then you'll be able to teach to the best of your ability. So that is what I recommend the most, is to take care of yourself. So I hope all of these tips help. I know that there's like more that I kept thinking of, so maybe I will do a part 2 to this. I'm not really sure, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these help you. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.